Finally, the Twins won an extra inning game in 2021. It took them 9 tries. Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. 8 straight extra inning losses to start the season, but that streak has been snapped. What is up? This is Tom Froming from Twins Daily. The channel is TF Twins. Please consider subscribing for Twins Talk here on YouTube. We're going to talk about this series at Cleveland that they just won. Very nice to see. Finally, some positive momentum, it feels like, going for the Twins right now. And I do a little recap of each series. We skipped that Anaheim doubleheader, so I do want to mention that briefly before we get into this Cleveland series. We're going to talk briefly about each of these games of the Cleveland series, and then I have 3 positive trends I want to point out as well. But again, first off, the Twins did split a doubleheader in Anaheim Thursday, and they won the second game of that doubleheader. And that was another streak they broke. They'd gone 0-5 to that point in those 7-inning doubleheader games. And then they departed California at 9:40 p.m. Pacific time and arrived in Cleveland at 4:37 a.m. Eastern time to play Cleveland in this first game of the series. And I mean, I kind of was ready to give them a free pass if they came out flat, but instead they won game 1 of this series 10-0. Just came out and smoked them. They scored 9 runs in the 4th inning, and a lot of that was self-inflicted by Cleveland. They walked 5 batters in that inning. In that single inning, they issued 5 walks, did Cleveland. But you know what? We'll take it. And the Twins, they really, I felt like, needed a blowout win, just something that felt easy, low stress, no late inning drama, just a blowout cruise to victory in that one, 10-0. And Randy Dobnak made his first start of the season for the Twins and was excellent. 6 shutout innings for Randy Dobnak. Just 3 hits, walked 2, struck out 5. Really nice. Miguel Sano is on the injured list, and now Kenta Maeda is also on the injured list. We'll talk about him a little bit more in a second. So it feels very safe to say that Dobnak is going to stick in the rotation at least for a while. And, who knows, from here. The guy got to this point by getting his foot in the door and making it happen. So there seems like there's a pretty good chance one way or another that Dobnak may be in the rotation for good. I mean, if he pitches as well as he did in this game, no one's going to bounce him out. So really good to see him taking advantage of an opportunity. That's one of the things about when you're struggling, when you're not playing as well as you hope you are. You want guys to come in who get the shots and take advantage of them because they're going to be opening up. So they win game 1. Game 2, they lose 5-3 in 10 innings, another extra inning loss. And this was a game started by Shane Bieber, so I was kind of, not really expecting the Twins to win this one anyway. That guy's a beast. But they erased a 3-0 deficit in this game. They were down 3-0, came back, but they could not finish off the comeback. It went into extras. Alex Colomé, who's actually been pitching well this month, gave up a walk-off home run on his second. It was just like instant death when he came in. His second pitch of the outing gives up a walk-off home run. But the bullpen had provided 4 shutout innings to that point to get it to extras. So it's kind of a bummer that the lineup couldn't get that last run across. But Kenta Maeda, he gave up 3 runs in 5 innings. But he did have 6 strikeouts and only walked 1 batter in this game. So not the 2020 version of Kenta Maeda, but better than what we've seen a lot of his starts in 2021 so far. He did aggravate a groin injury that he's been trying to pitch through and was placed on the injured list after this game. That's a bummer, like a lot of teams. The Twins aren't the only team going through injury issues right now, but like a lot of teams, the Twins have quite a few guys on the injured list. Maeda joins them, but I actually find this a bit encouraging. I think this is going to be a good opportunity for him to sort of reset his season. Again, he didn't look terrible in this game, but he, there's room for improvement on what he was. And he was visibly frustrated with himself on his command. He still wasn't hitting his spots like he'd like. So this IL stint might hopefully kind of obviously get him recover physically, but also mentally. Like I said, he's been frustrated with himself. His command has not been there. Maybe a mental break is going to be a good thing for him, and just an opportunity to reset his season and just say, okay, that all that stuff that happened, that was before. This is a new starting point from here forward. Things are going to go differently for me in 2021. So then today, game 3, Twins win 8-5 in extra innings. Again, just so used to automatically thinking they're going to lose. And Kyle Garlick hits a massive 3-run homer in the top of the 10th. And even then, still in the bottom of the 10th, just with the way things have gone this season, just still didn't really feel comfortable. Just that's the way this team has been, and nothing feels safe, essentially. But the Twins really battled this game, I felt like, and won that one in extras. Jay Happ, he didn't look great. He looked like he was just going to get destroyed again. He really steadied the ship and got things pointed the right direction. Ended up striking out 10 batters in 6 innings, while limiting Cleveland to 4 runs. That's not great, 4 runs in 6 innings, but it looked like it was going to be a lot worse. They were hitting them early on, and then the lineup, they managed to score 8 runs on 7 hits. So very productive in terms of converting base runners into runs. They drew 6 walks in this game. It went 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position. How often have we seen them go, 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position? 3 for 5. So not even that many opportunities, and they went 3 for 5. Of course, 3-run homers from Max Kepler and Kyle Garlick certainly helped. That'll help that out. Hansel Robles, who's been pitching really well, he ended up giving up the game-tying run. Unfortunately, so blew the save chance in the 9th. But Caleb Thielbar, Taylor Rogers, and Tyler Duffy all delivered clean innings in this game out of the bullpen to get the win. So really nice series victory. Really nice to see that on the road. Now they've won 3 out of 4. Feels like there's finally some good positive momentum going for the Twins here. It's been a while since it's felt that way, really. But things trending in the right direction. So let's take a look at, real quick, 3 positive trends that are happening with the Twins right now. Number 1, Miguel Sano. Guy has 5 home runs in the Twins' last 7 games. He has a 911 OPS in May. That's even including sort of his cold start to the month. And that's been huge because Nelson Cruz, Jorge Polanco, and Max Kepler are all kind of banged up right now. And Luis Arraez has been slumping. So, and I also want to mention Rob Refsnyder has been invaluable, essentially, since getting called up, playing really well out of position in center field. He's not a center fielder. He's not played there much in his entire career, and he's looked really good there. All things considered, and he's posted a 970 OPS in his brief time with the Twins. So hats off to him. He's been a huge help for this team. And number 2 is the bullpen. The bullpen is hopefully turning a corner, gaining some momentum over the past 4 games. Yes, incredibly small sample size, of course, 4 games, but that's sort of where we're at right now when looking for positivity. I'll take a small sample. But they've only given up 2 earned runs in their last 13 innings pitched. That's a 1.38 ERA. Again, very tiny sample. But if you want a bigger sample, Taylor Rogers in particular has been looking really good so far this season. His overall numbers look great, getting it done. So, and then the last of the 3 positive trends I want to mention before we talk about what's next is the team was 8 for 22 with runners in scoring position this series. That's a 367 batting average with runners in scoring position. Again, hopefully that kind of breaks the ice, because I do think, even though I mentioned from a statistical standpoint, there's no really reasoning to think that a team would be a good lineup but bad with runners in scoring position. It just that's not the way things have always panned out in the history of baseball. But from a sort of sports psyche standpoint, certainly if you are a team that's struggling in those situations, there are guys that are going to put a little bit more pressure on themselves, or, remember the last 3 times I've been up with runners on, I haven't delivered, and maybe tense up or try to do too much in those positions. So I think them having a nice series in that regard, hopefully will loosen them up, kind of get that off their minds, and just kind of be able to get the job done without as much pressure going forward. So we'll see. We'll see on that. But up next, the Twins are coming home to host Baltimore. The Orioles have the same record as the Twins, 17-29, which is sadly tied them for the worst record in baseball. Yes, the Twins and the Orioles. So yeah, it's important to keep in mind that even though things are trending up, things are looking good, that feels good, there's still a long way to go. But the Orioles have lost 6 straight and are 2-13 over the last 15 games. So they are in a tailspin. coming in target field here. So Twins got to take care of business. John Means is starting tomorrow. He's been one of the best pitchers in baseball. He recently threw a no-hitter. So that's not going to be easy, but again, they got to keep this momentum, and they just have to keep winning series. They have to keep playing well. They have to keep fighting to get out of this slump. It's going to take a extended period of very good baseball for the Twins. Again, 3 of the last 4, that's positive. Keep that going. Take care of business at home against Baltimore. Thanks for checking this out. Again, this has been Tom. For more Twins talk on YouTube here, if you like this video, leave me a like. Consider subscribing. Again, we're doing this every single series. In between, I talk a lot about prospects, minor league stuff, whatever. Share some highlights. So check it out. But thanks for clicking on this one at least. Have a good one.